Welcome to the What Was Said podcast, where we share real feelings, real stories, and have real conversations. You know those narratives that were made about you and I? Well, we're here to set the record straight. My name is Tekeyla. I'm your host for today. Come on in and have a seat. So I am a tough cookie, but a lot of stuff, it plays in my head, and I don't react on it, but it plays in my head. And like you say, I remember things that people say and the things that people that they do and how they treat me. And we talked about this off air, where a lot of people would say, "Oh, her mom was a minister. She's supposed to be in church, and she did this and this and this and that." And I'm just like, my mom is a minister. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not the minister. I'm gonna mess up. I'm gonna do this. Like, even she will too. But I'm my own person.
Right.
I'm who I am.
Right.
And just because I was in church every Sunday, don't mean I was listening. That don't mean, you know. And so I feel like a lot of people try to judge me based off of my mom and based off of
that church
like,
girl.
Yeah, like church girl, like because I was in church and it's just like you don't know me. Yeah, you don't know me. And so I would say it didn't tear me down mentally, but it just made me look at people like differently. And I'm just like, I don't rock with you. Like, and they may be like, oh, you bougie, you this. No, it's not. Like, I read people, I know stuff that you say about me, and I move accordingly.
Right.
And so, you know, it has people to think a certain way or build this persona of who they think I am. And, you know, that's just not what it is. But, like, y'all gotta first stay out of people's business. That's number one. But then at the same time, it's kind of like, have some compassion, or like you said, dealing with the people that we deal with. Social work, because your major is social work. So dealing with the kids that I deal with, it has caused me to not be judgmental. Right. So a lot of things that people say, oh my God, like you went and helped a family who it's like, that's a part of being compassionate. Like there's things that I've been through that I wish somebody was like, let me step in and help you with, when things that my mama didn't know about, you know, that I was going through. And thank God for, I don't know if y'all know Miss Latanya Davis, Mr. Joe Davis' wife. She started a girls group at church, and she was just like our second mom, where we could go and talk to her and tell her literally everything. And so I definitely appreciate her, because a lot of things I could not tell my mom, I would go and tell her, and she would give me that advice. So like, people, y'all be those individuals for those young girls, just like you said, even those young boys, like they need somebody who, you know, when they can't talk to their parents, they need that individual who will be their support, and say, girl, you all right? Like, you got this, instead of being that judgmental person and tearing their mental state down to where they already feel low. You just made them feel even lower.
Exactly.
So like, let's be the one to build them up.
Exactly. I agree with that. That's good. I think over time, as you go through certain things, you just begin to understand and realize that your purpose is not just for you. I can't say that enough. A lot of people like to say, oh, my business is my business, and I don't have to share everything with the world. Nobody asked you to share everything with the world. We just asked you to have discernment and when to share. And if your testimony is something that can set somebody free from torment and pain, why not share it? Like, what's the harm in saying to somebody, hey, when I was going through X, Y, and Z, this is what helped me. Like, you just never know, somebody is at wit's end and they want to take their life or want to hurt someone else, because again, we're just a split second being like the person that chooses to go and haul off and kill a bunch of people, because when the enemy get in your heart and the mind, you can't deter from it unless you got God present with you. And it's just that it can be an empty space. Just could be sometimes where you're feeling depressed and you feel like, okay, I'm all right. And then that just one thing take you over the edge, and then something else come after that. And then before you realize it, you done took that pain out on somebody else that didn't deserve it.
Not realizing people hurt people.
Exactly.
Yep.
So what did becoming a mom at a young age teach you about strength, responsibility, and grace?
Strength. God, it's not sad to say, but my dad was so supportive that
you feel strong.
Yeah. Like, and my mom, you know, like I said, she did her thing as a grandparent, and she's doing her thing as a grandparent. So I think I don't want to say he took away from me being able to grow, but me having a first boy in our family. You know, my dad had 3 girls. My sister had a daughter at the time, and I bring the first boy in. So he pretty much like, hey, he's mine.
That's a big deal.
That's mine. You know what I mean? But I matured in all those areas. I really can't speak on it, but because I was still in a dark place and trying to parent.
Right.
You know what I mean? Some days I even find myself apologizing to him today. You know what I mean? So I'm still a work in progress in all those areas. You know, I be about to cry because it's like I shouldn't be here at 40.
No, you're right where God intends. You're right where God intends for you to be.
You know, so I think it's slowly coming, but I just haven't grasped everything as a whole yet. You know, my kids tell me all the time how strong I am, or how I do this great, or, you know, it's me and my confidence that can't accept it. You know what I mean? My son just tagged me in a post the other day, and he was like, Mom of the century. And I'm like,
I saw that.
I'm like, I'm not about to die, Emma. You know what I mean? Like, what's going on? You scare me. Like, you know, but I have to learn to accept those compliments. And I think when I get there, then I can come back to you on how am I stronger? You know, I have a disabled son where I can really speak on that strength. You know what I mean? But as far as, you know, the 2 able-bodied ones, I have come a long way. My oldest and my youngest are 20 years apart. My granddaughter and my daughter are the same age. You know what I mean? So it was like a whole bunch of lessons at one time. And that made me stronger. You know what I mean? Like, okay, I got to tighten up, and I got to do this, because, you know, I've been in prison, you know, and, you know, it's just certain things that, you know, I'm still trying to get it. And I get it one day, I might inbox and be like, hey, I got it. But right now, honestly, I can't really speak on that. Like,
but I feel like you do have it
based
off of the fact that you said I have a disabled son. I have the strength for him, but guess what? That's you overall. That's the picture of you overall. Your kids understand that you are taking care of him, and you know, some kids feel neglected. No, they still feel the love. They still feel your strength.
And I think that's where I'm at. I feel like I neglected.
Yeah, no.
You know, the oldest one.
They show you and they tell you.
I feel like when you may feel that you're at your best, and when I say your best, this is all I got, God. This is my best. When you may feel that you are at your best, there are people who know you that see you at your greatness. You get what I'm saying? At better than great. I mean, at greater than better or best, if you get what I'm saying. Like, you might feel like this is the best I got. But when I seen you, when I got out of the car, I was so excited. Like, even though, like, we have been friends for a long time, we are more like those friends where if you pick up the phone, I'm coming. We don't always talk a lot, but I was so excited to see you. And even before you open your mouth, I was like, dang, Tessa look good. I feel, you know, like I'm watching from the outside in. I think you're doing an amazing job. And anytime you still feel like there's a space to do better, that's growth.
Yes.
That means you're growing. That means that there's room for more. And when you feel like you ain't got room for more, then that's an issue. So you are doing good.
You're still here.
Yeah.
You said you had a son graduate. Like, those are examples of having strength, being responsible, because you made sure he graduated. You made sure he went to school. You took care of that. You taking care of business. But you don't see it. You know, when you're in the situation, you don't see certain things. You feel like, this is what I got to do. You know what I'm saying? And you don't see it as, this is me showing strength. This is me showing responsibility. And you have been doing that the whole time.
You're building on your greatness by being transparent and saying yes to today. Like, you could have said no. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You're gonna be okay. You're doing great.
You are.
Yes.
You're doing good.
Let me give you your flowers. You're doing good.
What would you tell a young girl right now who's pregnant and afraid to go to church?
Who's pregnant and afraid to go to church?
Or afraid, just overall afraid?
I probably want more so tell her, but I would probably inspire her to know that, how do I say it? What would I tell a young girl who's pregnant? She's not feeling, I think my thing would be more of inspiring her because of what I've been through or whatever. I come from a family that try to force a push, So that's another one that's hard for me to answer. So I probably be more like, and it said they work on the side. It'll probably be more of a big influencer, or without saying anything negative, you know what I mean? But I think that's where I would be, to inspire her not to give up on life or goals or anything like that. But it's really hard for me to speak for the church when I lost faith in the church.
And that's okay. That's okay.
And I don't want no one to judge me.
Well, no.
That's just where I am
right. But
now.
that's okay.
But God has done a number on me.
And God hears what you're saying. So I'm sure at some point in time, if you continue to pray and ask God to show you where you need to go from here, He will.
And if you get in a position and it is at a church that you feel like is accepting of what you've been through and kind of on the same page and think like you think, it's like, I can come where I am. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know about nowhere else or no other church, but if you come where I am, I know for sure you'll enjoy yourself and you'll want to come to church. You would never be judged as a pregnant teen mom or anything like that.
Just to encourage her and not to give up on faith like I did, or to negate the comments that you hear because no one knows like you know. And I think, yes, I would tell her, you go to church for you, not for other people.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, some people go for the fashion shows. Some people go just for the music. And a lot of them go for the word, So whatever you go for, baby, make sure you go for you.
Yeah. Right.
You know what I mean? Not because I told you, hey, you better get up and go to church, or, but if you want to go back to church, make sure you go for you.
Right.
Yeah. That's good. For me, first and foremost, I would tell the individual to pray and ask God to lead them to the right connections related to church. I'll probably encourage them to go to the word, read, pray. And if you know somebody that you feel is a person that you kind of are confident with speaking to, or you may see something on them that resonates within you and gets your attention in a positive way, maybe reach out for some guidance so that they can kind of help them navigate through what's going on. And if they haven't spoken to their parent, if they are a teen, I would say make sure you talk to the people that you reside with that are responsible for you to kind of help encourage you with what steps you need to take as far as church and even where to go within the pregnancy. I would tell them that they need to know what their options are. Some people just don't feel like they're able to move forward. That's not my thing, but it doesn't mean that I'm any better than anybody else because I don't choose anything other than birthing that kid. But there are options available, and there are people to help you parent. There are classes, there are programs available right now. I'm not sure what the future holds. I know the health department has programs, DSS has programs. I work for a company here in Wilson that works with what they consider at-risk teenagers or kids, but within our program, you can get a one-on-one person or a QP, which is what I am, that will help you kind of navigate through life. But again, a parent has to sign them up. And whatever their wish is, whether it's to proceed or something else, I would be there to kind of help them, guide them, encourage them, and lead them to where they need to go within life. It's a tough decision to tell them, like if they're afraid to go to church, because some people may have some really, really good reasons. Maybe they were molested by somebody in the church and are afraid to enter a church because of that, because we know that happened a lot. And that's one thing with me as a parent that I was always kind of afraid of. Like, I wanted CJ to be involved in church like Tay was, but it seems like there were so many people who were being called out as preying on other kids in church recently. I don't know why, but I'm afraid of that. Like, I would have had to be the parent that came to every practice with my child until I felt comfortable. So, it could be a very valid reason why they're afraid to go to church or seek the church for guidance. But again, you can always come to the church of laborers. I'm there. No judgment. If you're in this area anyway. I'm not sure if you belong to a church in Greensboro.
I attend the church every so often. I have not gotten to a place where I'm going every Sunday and things of that sort.
But she knows the word.
Yeah, but I know the word. And actually, I have doubled back where I feel like so my cousin and I had a conversation where we feel like when we were going to church, I feel like the church or the people at the church interpreted the word the way they wanted to.
Exactly. That's good. I'm glad you brought that up.
And so I have been doubling back and finding certain podcasts or certain other individuals who I feel like
can explain it.
who explains it to me, and I'm reading and I'm doing my own research, and so I'm tapping back in. I'm building myself back up as a new Christian. And so for a teen mom, like you said, it's your decision, or a mom who is afraid to go to church. I mean, that's your decision. If you're in a place where you feel like the church is not judgmental or whatever the case is, then that's a good church to be a part of. But if you know the background and things like that, that may not be a situation that you want to put yourself into mentally. Of course.
I think you're always going to find judgment somewhere. So are you equipped to know that even in the church there are people like there are in the streets that may say something that you don't feel confident about or agree? Like, you got to find that place to know, like, if I seek the church and I don't get what I should get right then and there from who I'm speaking with, maybe that's not the one. Let me try something else. Because you may run into a Christian who really walks the walk and can lead you and guide you to a place where you feel comfortable and you want to get to know more about God. And as you get to know more about God, you will begin to know more about yourself. And he would never tell you anything that's not supposed to happen for you or your child.
Two things I want to piggyback on. I'm gonna wait and do that, but we was just talking about. You said that someone may be afraid to go to the church because of things that could happen. I know this may be a different topic, but this is my issue. You sat me down because I became pregnant as a teen. Yet you allowed a man that molested us to continue to stand up and praise God in this church. You know what I mean? So that's another reason I'm still kind of like... And I do want to find another church, which, okay, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you guys. I have a relationship with God.
I was just about to say that. You don't necessarily have to be in the building. Church is in you. Church is how you carry yourself. So let me just say to them, we're not saying a building.
Just,
right.
And I don't want to carry the thought from one church to the next church, and I'm not paying attention and getting a word like I need it. So, I'm spiritual, but I still believe in God. I direct my children to God, but not in a manner like, hey, you need to do Jesus, or you need to do Allah. Or, it's all about God and my family. You know what I mean? And I just wanted to
as you pray, guidance, revelation will come. Don't stop. You're doing what you're supposed to do.
You move it at your own pace.
And I just wanted to say, I know we keep saying church, but again, church can be being at home and finding that online platform, because there are churches online that I visited during the pandemic. Well, I actually not visited, but I visited in my living room, and I got a lot from the word. Again, the meaning of the word, what the word meant, was totally different from what I had learned when I was in church as a young girl, like at my base church. And I do remember sometimes where there was things said, I'm like, well, where does it say in the Bible? So I ask questions like that. My family knows. I even asked my grandma, show me in the Bible where it said we got to go to church every Sunday. And at one point in time, my grandma made a comment like, you should want to go serve the Lord every Sunday. I said, show me, grandma, where it say I got to go sit down at the church every Sunday. And
I can't wear this.
And I love my grandma, and she will take me to the word. She will. But I asked those questions because I want to know. Like, I really wanted to know why I had to go to church every Sunday. Like, why I got to go. Why they ain't say Tuesday or when? Like, you ask those questions. But again, don't be afraid to ask questions. If someone is saying that they are a Christian and they are operating from a place of Christianity and they are in a church, ask them. So if this were to happen at your church, what does this look like? You can ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions.
I have attempted, and it's like a block.
Okay, you had the wrong one, baby. Don't go there no more.
But my situation.
Don't go to
I've never been there.
Okay,
I was just saying I have attempted because it's family oriented.
Yeah,
so
sometimes
outside of the church, I have asked questions, and a lot of things that have happened, I don't remember.
As your friend and your sister, don't go. Listen, you ain't got to. We leaving after this podcast today. She not gonna talk about that church no more. She gonna visit another one if she chooses to.
I get what you're saying, because sometimes you do want that closure. It's like,
I needed it.
But sometimes you may not get it.
I thought I needed it.
You thought,
you know what I mean?
You may want that closure.
I never got it, so I had to find my own way.
Right.
You know what I mean? And my way, no one liked because I became more transparent. You know what I mean? And that's when I found out, like you, I found out, hey, I was the only one kicked out the crowd. You know what I mean?
Another one that got set down.
Yeah, like not proud about it, but just feeling like, oh, I'm not alone.
I'm not
alone. I always we were never alone
Mm-hmm.
anyway. But you know, other people went through this in it. Can you believe it? Like,
yeah, it happens.
But,
but again, that's not the church for you, friend.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Right. So, what misconceptions do people have about young mothers that you'd like to clear up? First of all, people, and honestly, sometimes it's the teen mom themselves who have these misconceptions, and then there's the people who have these misconceptions that we cannot move forward with life, that it ends there, that you can't go to college, that you won't do this or you won't do that, and that's totally incorrect. Like,
very
misconception. I would say some of the misconceptions for me, even outside of everything you said about the moving on with your life as far as college, and I don't want y'all man just because I had a baby. Like, people always assume once you have a baby, you're super fast or you're promiscuous or my son can't go over there with her because she had a baby. Like, you know, like, that I'm not a different person. So that was the stuff that kind of aggravated me. You could give me a hug and I not want to lay down with you. Like, I went through stuff like that, which was weird to me. Like, I guess I was just like a dog that was in heat or something. Like, that was some of the things from my pregnancy and my teen years that bothered me. Like, I was supposed to want everybody's son after I had a baby that was my age, because I guess they just assumed I just wanted to go hump on everybody or something. And that's not the case. Like, it's just crazy to me to miss just the things that people think are valid that makes absolutely no sense. It's just so stupid. Like, just because you had a baby, that don't mean right. That don't mean you can't go nowhere. You can't be anything. You got to give up. Not unless you absolutely have no support. Now, I can't speak to the individual who doesn't have support, because that wasn't my experience. Right. I couldn't imagine life being any different than what I had, because if I had not had the support that I did have, I wouldn't be here. I would not. And I do have friends and situations that I've encountered where people had nobody. But that's when we step in and supposed to be that person for them, because of what, like, if you know that they're going through it, it's like you got to step in and show them that there's a way. And it doesn't mean you can't finish school. It doesn't mean that your child not gonna have anything like these people told us. Again, like, we are very successful in whatever we chose to do with our lives. Am I the president's wife? Nah. But at the end of the day, I think I've done some things in my life that I am very proud of, and that my family is proud of, and that maybe other mothers or other people who can say that they were with me during my journey or watch my journey can say that they may not even thought was going to happen for me and my son. But, you know, look at God. And I just say, even to my son, Savante, just being with me throughout the process in my journey, and understanding that just because you have a young mom, that doesn't mean you have to be a young father as well. Like, my boy broke it was a generational curse for me. My dad had my oldest sibling at 15. My grandma had my mom when she was young. My dad's mom had him when she was young. And God kind of revealed it to me that I was the first granddaughter on both sides, and it fell upon me. Yeah, did I do something to get a child? I did, but it could have happened to anybody else in my family. But God chose me for this journey, and I thank God for it. I hated it in the beginning. I hated myself, but who other than me, God? Because you already know I'm gonna prove somebody wrong that says she did it. Show me where I did it at. Like, I'm that type of person. And I couldn't imagine my brother or my siblings carrying the burden and the hurt and the pain that I carried from being a teen mom. I wouldn't wish it on nobody. I don't even want it for my own child. Was it the worst experience in my life? Yeah, probably. For me, it was. As far as like the hurt and the pain that came with knowing that not only am I a protector of me, I'm a protector of someone else now. I would not want them to experience the things that people said and did to me. No. Right. So I would rather for that pain to be on me than anybody else in my family. And I thank God, like I said, that Savante has surpassed it. We're working on Charles now, CJ. He just turned 16. Well, he has surpassed it because he ain't had the baby at 14 or 15. Right. Thank you, Jesus. Like, and I hope you honor that as well. you know, but if things happen, we're still gonna go on with life. I don't want that for him. And I always teach my kids to be better than me. And when I say better, not in the sense of like, oh, I think I'm better than you, but go after what you want and don't let anything get in your way. And if there's a place or a journey along the way that makes things difficult, let's talk about it. Let's see what we can do to improve it. And I just thank God that he honored, you know, me for being able to move forward. And I think a lot of times when I keep speaking about things that happen that's not just for us, God honors your work that you do for other people too. You think he not gonna bless you if you look out for somebody else's child and tell them what you've been through and that parent can get a breakthrough? And I always say, Lord, please don't forget my children, because the heart that I have, I want to give back to other people's children, because it had to be somebody from the outside to show me that it was a different way from what I was saying on the inside. And social workers and teachers and people outside of the home and not just family members were the ones that gave me that journey. I mean, that push for my journey to keep going. And then you could be great, because I didn't think I could be great. I knew, you know, your mom and your family gonna always say, girl, you got it, you can do it.
But when you hear outsiders,
when you hear it from the outside, it just hit different.
I feel like I was born a failure. Not to me or to my parents, but to other people. I mean, all my life I've, you know, dealt with something negative, or you know, even before I got pregnant, it was like, oh, she this thug, or you know, I really won't, but you know, just a class clown. They thinking different, but I think I was just born to be envied, or I think that may be the word, because when I got pregnant, you know, it was, I knew she wasn't gonna be.
I think you have changed the perception, even if you don't feel like you did it per se. Your children. Like you're not that person. You're not who they say you are. And I think as you continue to become confident and understand your journey, like when I look at you, I look at a great mom. Like when somebody tell me, like, name a person that's a great mom, even if you weren't sitting beside me, God is my witness. Tessa, you're a great mom. Like the way that you set up your homeschool before your daughter got, I thought that was the greatest thing ever. Like you're intelligent, like the way that you read, the way that you know things, like some things I wouldn't be able to tell my kid because I ain't read about it, but you know a lot. Like you have a depth of you're very knowledgeable, like you're wise, you're structured. The way that you got your this girl had a whole classroom during pandemic before her daughter started school. Like what mom got time? I'm talking about she got ABCs written out and little books. I'm lazy. I ain't got time to do all that. Boy, you better sit down and listen to that teacher. Okay, the apple, 3 apples and 7 oranges. Like,
but that's what another thing I wanted to say about, you know, I wanted to tell people, you know, the young girl who may be pregnant and, you know, people are looking down. Don't give up. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because I was the one that was talked about and said wasn't going to be nothing. But what I haven't added was before I even left high school, I had another pregnancy. You know what I'm saying? Well, I had a set of twins and I lost one my senior year. I had to bury a child before I came and did my senior year, you know, and there was the extra boost for, oh, she ain't gonna be. Right. You know what I'm saying? But I just want to say, and I look over here, that I graduated in the top 25 of my class. You know what I mean? I earned and received a scholarship for the very first volleyball team at Pitt Community College. Wow. You know what I mean? But life happened. I had my son. He was in the NICU to the PICU until, you know, a year old, and I'm like, something ain't right. Something ain't right. My son ain't, you know what I'm saying? So I came out of college to care for my child who was diagnosed with cerebral palsy. But that's still not a reason to stop. Right. You know what I mean? Because growing older and becoming wiser, I've seen that I was chosen.
That's right.
By God to care for one of his most precious children.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So I do praise myself on that. Once I realized, okay, this is what I'm here for.
Right. That's right.
You know what I mean? I'm here to go. Yeah, I enjoy playing volleyball, softball, hell, football, everything I enjoy. But my purpose was to help another parent that has been through not only teen pregnancy, but raising a disabled child or carrying a child and having to bury that child. You know what I mean? So I kind of know my purpose. Right. You know what I mean? And that's, I want to get to the favorite story.
Yeah. Don't be surprised or alarmed that I'm sure over the years people have been able to contact you and share with you that they pull strength From your you. That's it, right?
Yeah,
that's the strength.
That's the story.
And that may be just what where your strength exudes. It's from being a mom of a disabled child. Yeah, I can't relate to it. I have no knowledge about it. I don't know if I could carry that. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like, I don't know if it would make me say, Lord, take my life. You know, like, that's a lot. That's heavy. That's big.
It's very big.
It's huge.
Yeah. From a doctor telling you your kid won't make it past the hospital till he's 26 years old today.
That's a blessing.
You know, we go to the doctors and he's like, I know every disabled child with cerebral palsy on the East Coast. Why don't I know you? And I'm like, maybe I took care of them. I don't know.
Right. Like,
you know what I mean? But I really don't know. Be more to say, but that's my purpose.
Yeah.
To, you know, help guide someone, like I said, not just teen pregnancy.
Because you know a lot about resources and things like that. I've always watched you talk about that.
I just learned.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you've been saying things over time about, I've seen you talk about how you can get certain things like...
when social media existed, I started getting more.
Okay.
And, you know, I guess at my age, at 18, no one really had, or they weren't.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Out there like that we are now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if they did a lot, you know, I did have one classmate, but they felt like they couldn't do it and, you know, gave their child up. And I'm glad I did.
Right.
I never even had a thought.
Right.
Yeah, and who's to say that, you know, they still don't have strength because they made the decision that they made. That was for them. This is for you. And you do have a purpose. And I see so many beautiful things happening. Just, you know, monitoring from the outside looking in. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you too.
And honestly, like I say, like I didn't know you that well before today, but like I can just see your spirit, just listen to your story, and I chose you for, you know, I don't know who you. I look for you. I kept looking for you. I'm like, I gotta find her. I went back to the post. I went back. I think it was like, it was like a year or two. I went to find your name because I could not remember. Like, I knew what it started with and everything. I was like, I gotta find her. And I found you and I wrote you. And I'm so thankful that you tapped in and said, I sure will. And so, if your younger self were listening to this podcast, what message would you give her?
What would I tell myself? Just being through it. Yeah.
It's all right.
It's tough.
Need some time.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I can even. It's sad, right? Like,
No, it's not.
What would I tell my younger self? The biggest thing is not to listen to others. You know what I mean? Yeah, not to listen to others. God, it's tough, y'all, because I never thought of that. And I read the questions prior to, but I never thought about what I would tell my younger self. Maybe because I've been so focused on my kids, you know, it's hard to get to that part. But if I was one of my kids.
So look at your daughter as your younger self.
What would you say?
She wouldn't go through this. I'm not trying to be funny, but
like, how would you? What would be something that you would want her to know about herself to carry with her?
What I tell every day, how she's beautiful. You know, I suffer from not ever being told I was pretty or anything like that. I would probably tell my younger self to research and define confidence. And it don't matter, break it down to get a real understanding instead of what people are telling you that word means.
That's good.
You know what I mean? So yeah, I think that would be not just confidence, but faith. I would research that part of your life or anything that you're lacking. Research it and build it for yourself. Don't expect it from anyone else, because only you can build yourself accordingly. No one knows you but God. You know what I'm saying? And anywhere you get from God, baby, go with it.
That's right.
Don't second guess it. You know what I'm saying? It might be a negative thing, but maybe he's moving you from this negative thing for a more positive thing. So I would be like, keep your eyes and ears open to God. I'm not big in the word like that, but I know the word as well. You know what I'm saying? And not just the Holy Bible. I am, in my spiritual journey, I study all faiths.
Right.
Well, not all, but more Muslim and more Christian. And I can't let the Christian go. And I tell my honey that he's gonna watch this, but I let him know like I can't let it go. That's how I was raised. Right. You know what I'm saying? But I don't mind venturing different avenues. And I would probably tell my younger self to not settle, to grow how you want to grow. If you want to do yoga, or you want to meditate, or you want to get on your knees, or you want to offer door, you do it how you want to do it. Don't let anyone force you into something you don't want to do. Right. That would be my thing.
Okay. What would I tell my younger self? Woo! I think the first thing I would tell my younger self is that you are enough. I think sometimes we don't realize that just being yourself is enough for God. And I will also tell myself that I am who God says I am. And anything that everybody else or anyone else tries to identify me as, it doesn't exist if God doesn't say so. And just know that it's okay to be different and not be like everybody else. Yep.
Yeah, that's what I tell Mia every day.
I would say just remain confident, stay persistent, keep going, keep pushing, no matter what comes your way. I feel like life is just it's a trial and error. My mama always said that it's a trial and error. Everything is not going to work out perfectly.
That's right.
But guess what? As long as you still here on this earth, you can try again. You can start over. You can start something new. So just remain positive. Like I'm a positive person, like through and through. I have high faith. Like anything, I'm like, okay, this happened, but I already know. You know, just remain this positive person and don't think about the negative all the time because it can weigh you down. And sometimes I know it's hard, especially when you were saying like, you know, negative things just when it comes back to back to back to back to back to back to back. I always tell individuals that I talk to within my field, like, let's think about, okay, so what happened yesterday? It could be the smallest thing. Well, I did wake up on time. Hey,
that's good. That's a plus.
There we go. There we go. It could be the smallest thing, but just keep pushing through. Whatever you want to do, you do it, and don't let people make you think that what you're doing is not good enough.
That's right.
Like just because you don't want to go to college, don't let them look down on you. Or even if you don't want to go to community college, whatever you want to do it. Oh, I want to be a nail tech, or I want to be an esthetician, or do what you want to do. Don't let people tell you what to do and base their judgments off of how they feel like you should be living.
That's right.
Do what you want to do and live life how you want to live.
I will say one more thing. I forgot. It was on the tip of my tongue. The other thing that I would say to myself if I was younger would be that forgiveness is not for the other person, it's for you. And I wish I would have learned that when I was younger.
I'm still there. But I'm going to
It's a work in progress.
Yeah, I'm really going to get there. Yeah. Because I want to. You know,
and you will. Yeah. You will for sure.
Yep. And 1 second. So this is something that I want you all to, you can say it now or you can just take it with you. And it's basically like you're going to finish this sentence. Okay. If they really knew me, they know ... And so this is like our disclaimer. This is like my disclaimer for, you know, when I started this, it's like what was said. You know how people like, okay, so what was said? Like who said what?
Oh, gotcha. I see where you're going.
Yeah, like who said what? This is for me to tell you what it really is. You got this narrative in your head about me. Let me tell you what it really is. And so that's what.
So okay. Well, see, I'm kind of connecting because it was a question I was waiting for, but I think I can connect them together. Can I talk about my faith being restored first?
Okay, yes.
Okay, like, because I know everybody that's probably watching, like, dog, she's still in the dark. Like, she don't do this. I'm just saying, off of me saying that I don't go to church or I don't do this, but I just want to talk about when my faith was restored.
Yes.
You know, I was in a dark place for a long time. You know, I've also learned that sometimes God take you and isolate you to get your attention.
That's
you know what I mean? Like, you're my child. You out here acting like you belong to that man. You're not that, you're mine. You know what I mean? So after prison, you know, in prison, I'm like, you know, one of those, I'm going to church, praise God. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people go to prison and do that.
Change, yep.
I got out of prison, nothing changed. You know what I'm saying? And I never saw the signs until something tragic happened. You know, and I didn't even gather it until like the 4th or 5th day after the tragedy. But what had happened was my son, my disabled son, he aspirated and both his lungs collapsed. and we had to rush him to the emergency room, and I watched them. He died, but I watched them bring him back. You know what I'm saying? So long story short, we had been transported to Greenville, and we had been there for 3 days. And the first 3 days, they were teaching me, to watch the monitors, and if this happened, then mash the button. If that happened, then mash the button. So on one particular night, it was the third night, and I watched as my son's numbers began to drop. You know what I mean? And I'm not really, but thinking about it, but everything started beeping at once, and out of the blue, a bunch of nurses and doctors ran into the room, and they set me out in the hallway, and then a doctor came out. And the doctor, when he came out, he said, "Miss Sharp, we have done everything that we can for your son, and there's nothing else that we can do." And I really don't know what happened, but I took off, and when I took off, I found the closest room to me, and I fell on my knees. And when I fell on my knees, I just started, never in my life had I done that before, you know what I mean? But this is my thing of saying God will isolate you to get your attention.
Yes.
So I fell on my knees, and me not even knowing how to pray, and it just started coming out. And I'm just like, God, prepare me for whatever.
Yeah.
If you're going to take my son, prepare me. If you're going to leave him here, prepare me. And I can't remember. It was just like not a dark moment, but, just a moment where I can't remember but those two things that I was praying for. And all of a sudden, I feel something. I'm not crazy, but I really feel like something come over me. You know what I mean? And the voice was like, "Get up and go in there where your child is, because he's okay." And I go back to the room, and all the nurses standing in the back, and I'm thinking my baby is gone. And I'm like, "What happened?" And they was like, "I don't know. The fluid that was heading to his heart rerouted, and we were able to drain it, and all his numbers came back." And you know what I'm saying? And we just don't know. And I fell on my knees again, and I'm like, "Thank you, God." You know what I mean? So I really wanted to point that out, because that's where I'm at today. Not going to the church, but having a relationship. And I know that I'm a child of God.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I have been through the most, but at the end of the day, or the end of that situation, he was the one that brought me through, and I have to acknowledge that. You know what I'm saying? So,
but that's good.
That is you. That's good.
So for those who think that I'm this bad person,
hey, listen,
I am not.
Yeah.
I have a good spirit. I have a good heart. I'm a good listener. I might can't give the best advice. You know what I mean? But
I'm gonna give you what I can.
I'm that one.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I'm not cocky about it. I'm just very confident because of how my faith was restored.
That's right.
And knowing that I've been chosen.
That's
like
right.
I put myself on a pedestal for that. Excuse me. And I put myself on a pedestal for that because everything that was said negative about me, it's not resonating for the others, but I got it. God did it for me. And every day, me and my daughter, we thank him. We go to bed at night, we thank him. I wake up in the morning, I'm thanking him, because none of it would be possible without him.
That's right.
Regardless of people turning their backs on me or thinking, I'm the one. I'm that mom now. You know what I mean? You thought.
Okay.
But you know what I'm saying? Just everything. My son went to the Army, became a nurse.
Okay.
I have a semi-healthy disabled child, and my girl is going to take over the world.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So everything that y'all thought about me in a negative way, my children coming out on top. So
amen. That's good.
I said that.
Period.
Yeah, period.
I said amen.
Sorry about the tears, but
Right.
I had to, let you know how the faith was restored and got me to where I'm at today. You know what I mean? I let my kids, even my 28-year-old baby, I don't care who you pray to. I need you to pray. You know what I'm saying? I really do care. But at the same time, I'm like, I know it's God. I can't. But just have a relationship with a higher power. But for those who thought too much because you didn't think it right.
That's good. That was a good place. That was a good place.
No, that was great.
That was. I think for me, that say everything about me. I done heard it all. Like just surface level that things that people say, I think I'm better than people, or I'm mean, which I probably was mean in my younger years, but I endured a lot of bullying, and then I kind of like became a bully for a little bit, and then shifted, and then so I'm accountable. You know, I apologize if I hurt anybody, you know, throughout my journey. It wasn't intentional. I was a hurt person myself. I wish people would get to know me. I have a heart of gold. Like, I would give the shirt off my back for the people that I love. Like, I'm such a cheerleader. I'm such a team player for anybody in my life or in my circle. Even people I don't know. Like, I just want to see people win. Like, I'm not that girl that y'all think is like, I love fashion, but I ain't like looking at nobody who don't put clothes on. Like, at the end of the day, like, I love to love. I love to give. I don't know, like, I don't know. I'm a cool person. Like, just get to know me and understand who I am before you make judgment on me. Like, I'm not a bad person. And I do want to shout my kids out and kind of just go from teen mom to college graduate to my son graduating from college. He's a successful second grade teacher. My youngest, he is a football, basketball, track player, drummer. He's super intelligent. Behind every defeat, there's a win. Like, don't give up. Like, you don't have to raise your kid to be anything other than what God say they are. Like, and when you instill in responsibility and love and care, like, you can push those kids who people thought wouldn't be anything to greatness. Like, here we are. Like, my mom loved me, so I love my kids. Like, love will surpass anything. And I do believe that where there's darkness, just be a light.
And I just want to say humbly, I am that mom.
Okay.
I am that girl.
Okay.
You know, I moved 2 hours away from home. It's not far, but it's far enough. And my kids it's just myself and my kids. We're in the house together. I do have support, but primarily every day it's myself and my kids, and we doing it. My kids play sports. My daughter's in gymnastics. My son is like a soccer pro. My oldest plays football and is a senior about to graduate. So I always say we did it, and I'm doing it still. Down there by myself. No family down there. I do have my cousin. She do get my kids when I go on vacation stuff. But overall, we doing it. And I tell my kids, I'm like, y'all, we got it. We doing it. And my sister is with me now. My cousin sister, she's with me now, and I tell her all the time, like, when she started to get discouraged, I'm like, girl, we down here, but we're doing it. Like, you see what we're doing. We're taking care of our kids. We're doing this. And so, you know, for the naysayers or anybody who still has something to say or whatever the case is, guess what? I'm still that girl.
Right. Clock it. Clock it.
And that mom.
Major shout out to my mama. I think we, you know, grew up together. You know, even though she had me at the right age, I have to give her that, because we came a long way, and I'm so proud. So to the grandparents, to the kids,
to family,
myself.
friends, we appreciate you all.
Thank y'all
very much. So wouldn't be here without them.
And that's it.
Sorry about all the Tim, you know, the crown.
That's all right.
Somebody ride this baby. Get this baby milk bottle.
Oh my God, thank you so much for listening to parts 1 and 2 of Healing from Church Hurt. These episodes took honesty, courage, and vulnerability. So thank you for showing up. If you felt seen, if something resonated, or if this helped you start your own healing journey, make sure you follow, share, and keep the conversation going. And don't forget, you can watch us on YouTube too. Just search What Was Said Pod. Also follow us on Instagram, same name, What Was Said Pod. This is the What Was Said Pod, and we're just getting started.